Hey, you can hear the rivet gun working. Yeah, it's time to get up, rise, and shine, and listen to another edition of the Patriot Radio News Hour. Brought to you by the Patriot Trading Group. Legal, lawful, constitutional tender is their game. Give them a call at 1-800-951-0592. You can head out to their website 24/7, 365 at allamericangold.com. They got prices, they've got news articles, they've got anything you need to while away the wee hours of the morning. They actually did a study on that years ago and found out it got most of its activity between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. Eastern time. So all you people out there that, maybe have a hard time sleeping, we'll do a nice slow show for you today. So tonight, when you listen to the podcast, you can fall asleep. Not! I'm sitting there with Joe Jaquin, President and CEO of Patriot Trading Group. Good morning. How you doing?
We're going to play some smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz. So, yeah, we could, listen to NPR. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we think
sure,
that's a good
betcha.
idea. Yeah. Yesterday, I had the luxury in life to watch the opening minutes of the opening hour and a half. That's how long it takes for these blue blood swamp rats to introduce themselves. I mean, you talk about massive, massive egos. These are people that have never done anything but got a government check. These are, if you're paying attention, you people keeping score at home, these are the swamp rats. Make no mistake about it. Now, granted, I mean, you got to give the war service to Taylor, a Vietnam vet, number 1% in his class. And I mean, but you got to also understand that these came from generations. You talk about welfare generations, that they talk about that, and you don't hear much about it anymore, but it used to be a big deal, how you've got generation on welfare. Well, if you go to D.C., the most liberal district in the world, the most liberal place in the world, you're talking about there are, just congruent generations of people that work in D.C. and work in the White House and are ambassadors. And, I mean, their dad did it. Their grandfather did it. Their grandfather's grandfathers did it. I mean, these are how you get these jobs. If you look at the top salesmen, I mean, you look at what's happening. What they said, $1.6 billion to the Ukraine in 4 years in military aid. Now, where's Trump this morning? I mean, they should be addressing these issues. I mean, is this really, we need to get involved in the Ukraine war and the Russians? I mean, really? Really? Why? And then there's so much money and so much graft being handed out there that just about every senator's son, just about every swamp rat family member or anybody you can think of has been over there making a living.
That's right. Somebody's on this board or that board, how do you become the ambassador to the Ukraine?
It's right? Unbelievable.
Because my grandfather's grandfather, used to be in the government, and now I'm in the government. That's how you get these jobs.
It's been this huge financial windfall for all the people that could get over there. And they've all been going over there. You listen to all this, I mean, just start reading. They go, how many times did he go? 17 times. I mean, they're over there. They got the family members are over there working. They all got jobs.
Right pocket.
I mean, you're talking about unbelievable. And then the arms. I mean, well,
that's big business.
The military, the military industrial complex. I mean, this doesn't make the nightly news. This isn't the Vietnam War where we're all sitting around watching. Do you really care about the Ukraine? I like the Jerry Seinfeld episode, when they're playing Risk, him and Kramer, and he's like, the Ukraine is weak. The Ukraine is a road apple.
They don't know how to fight.
You know what, though? If they got natural gas over there is what they got.
They do.
So America's been over there fleecing that, but, the massive egos. I mean, really. To introduce, just to level a charge at the president took 53 minutes.
Right. I mean, can't we just go down to the simple, okay, are you a Democrat or a Republican?
Right.
Just state that first, right? Just state that first, and then get on with your statement. Next.
This is not going to happen. I mean, it's just not going to happen. It won't. And I don't think the conservative right's going to sit for this. If this goes all the way and goes into an impeachment vote, and they vote to impeach the president, I just want you to think about that for a minute.
So what they're hanging on, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're all basing the impeachment on Trump was withholding aid.
Right. To investigate
Biden.
So here you've got...
They got to prove that. That's what they have to prove in their minds to get him impeached, was if you don't investigate Biden, I'm not going to give you the aid. Is that the gist of it?
So you've got a vice president's son over there. Okay, this is what's so amazing. Working for a...
natural gas company. He's
which
on
is
the board.
Natural gas company, which also I think is getting money, okay, as from the military-industrial complex. You know, this is the most crooked thing ever. This is the swamp all the way. I mean, you know, obviously he wouldn't have got it if he wasn't a senator's son.
He has no experience. He's a lawyer of some sort. That's where he got to pass the bar exam somewhere. Has had no dealings whatsoever in any type of energy. He did somehow get, by the way, and for you if you want to know what Eric's talking about, Graf, he was on the Amtrak board.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. So... I guess we're just jealous, right?
Yeah, it's all jealousy
Your dad's
on my part.
Senator. Of course, he's an idiot.
I want to be a 1%er.
I know. Wouldn't it be great? So I got to do what? You got to fly over there once a year, get $550,000? Yeah, I want the weekends off, though.
I'm drawing the line there.
So, and the sickening thing about it is there's an investigation as to how the vice president's son gets on this board. The vice president gets the investigation squashed, makes a public statement how proud he is, and now they're investigating the president. Figure that one out. Tough to follow along. I don't think it's going to fly. Patriot Radio News Hour. The blind leads the stupid. What do we know? Yeah. Welcome back. I'm Eric Cedarstrom, Joe Jaquin. Arlene's out front taking orders. Phone's ringing in here today. Patriot Trading Group sponsors this program, 1-800-951-0592. If you need any real estate here in the Valley of the Sun, or if you're up in Colorado and you're relocating to Arizona, you can go to the cedarstromgroup.com, find my wife Lori or her partner Ryan, and they'll gladly help you. They're extremely busy trying to get inventory and keep things moving. It's hard to get affordable houses. So,
well, that's the key, isn't it?
Well, the real estate dollars coming apart, healthcare dollars coming apart,
it
energy dollar. They did a study on it. I mean, it's really starting to go parabolic. Hyperinflation feels like it's sitting at the threshold here.
There's a great video on allamericangold.com. Rick Santelli this morning talking about just in the last 45 days or so, the U.S. Federal Reserve has pumped over $3 trillion into the system to try to keep it all together. And, you know, and everybody's acting like everything, oh, it's fine, it's wonderful. Jay Powell's testifying in front of Congress. Oh, no, everything's great. You know, there's some pockets of risk, but everything's just
Well, they got to monetize the debt markets because nobody will buy them. Remember, all these things have maturity dates. You get to sell them back.
Right.
You know, it's like the penny stock scam. You're like, you know, you buy this ABC widgets for 3 cents, and all of a sudden it goes up to 5, and the broker calls you and he goes, "You believe that's up to 5, and one day you should buy some more." So he gets you to get more, and it goes to 8. And he gets more, you buy more, you take everything you own. He goes, "Yeah, it's going to 20 cents. Sure enough, it gets up to a quarter. You go, "Sell it." And he goes, "To who? You're the only one who ever bought it." The banks are finding out that you've got the same problem here going on. So, man, I got an amazing instant message from Jimmy. How you doing out there, brother? Good listener. That Trump wants this passed around today. President Trump's asking everyone to forward this email to a minimum of 20 people and to ask each of those to do likewise. In 3 days, most people in the United States will have this message. This is an idea that should be passed around regardless of political party. The Trump Rules Congressional Reform Act of 2018. 1, no tenure, no pension. A congressman/woman collects a salary while in office and receives no pay, and they're out of office and no more perks go with them. If you want to know why they want him gone, just listen along. That's number 1. 2, Congress, past, present, and future, participates in Social Security. All funds in the Congressional Retirement Fund move to the Social Security system immediately. All future funds flow into the Social Security system, and Congress participates with the American people. It may not be used for any other purpose.
Take away the graph.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the budget deficits. First month of 2020, $134 billion deficit, up 34% from the same month last year. And everything's just blowing out, and you're wondering, oh, well, we got a good GDP. Well, we're going $1.6 trillion into the hole.
$134 billion deficit.
Month.
Let me tell you, that's chump change if Elizabeth Warren actually gets elected. We'll talk about that later. 3, Congress must purchase their own retirement plan, just as all Americans do. Duh. 4, Congress will no longer vote themselves a pay raise. Congressional pay will rise by the lower of the CPI or 3%. That's it. So whatever's lower. See, they lie about the COLAs and the cost of livings, because of that. These guys are getting pay. We're Social Security recipients, Well,
let's face it. The vast, vast, vast majority of people elected to Congress are already millionaires, if not billionaires.
Right.
Already. Not all of them, but the majority of them.
You notice Bernie Sanders used to go after millionaires, but now he is one.
Yeah.
He quit going after
how rich he's gotten.
Yeah, the millionaires are okay. The billionaires.
Apparently, running for president is worth a lot of money. You don't actually have to win. That's why, you know what, I just figured it out. Why was there I don't even know how many, at one point there was 30 people running for the Democratic nomination. They all wanted to be like Bernie.
Yeah, they don't have a guy yet to beat Trump, yet.
No, they don't.
The Democratic nominee is yet to throw his hat in the ring, in my opinion. I don't think Bloomberg can do it.
There's going to be a late entry. Yeah, Bloomberg's not the guy.
No, they were all talking about Hillary Clinton last night on Fox.
She was talking about herself. That's why.
Yeah, so.
I'm getting a lot of people.
Do you think she could take another one? Trump wallops her one more time. I mean, this is all they can put in. I don't know. How many times did Nixon try it? The question I have is, you get impeached, can you run for president again?
Well, you know what? That's a great question.
I've yet to see it. So if you guys know, let us know. Number 5 in the Trump Reform Congress agenda, Congress loses their current health care system and participates in the same health care system as the American people that they made us all participate in. 6, Congress must equally abide by all laws they impose on the American people, i.e., no more insider trading. It's interesting. You look at the guys testifying yesterday. I mean, they just make my skin crawl against the President of the United States. And, I'd like to see their tax returns. What do you make as an ambassador? Okay, and what do you really take home? I'd like to see that. You don't think there's any graph?
The best part was, did you talk to the president?
No.
Did you hear the phone call? No.
No.
Did anybody from the Ukraine tell you what you're testifying today? No.
No. These are their star witnesses.
Right?
This is not going to fly.
I just put this together on my own. Right? I'm a smart guy. I got high emotional intelligence, and I'm pretty sure I got no proof that this happened, but
you know what's amazing? Today it's becoming a non-event.
Yeah.
Pretty quiet everywhere.
I'm tired of it.
Aren't they on TV again today?
Oh, yeah. And Jay Powell's on TV. They got so many people on TV today. Nobody cares anymore. People Googling the stock market way down, right? Nobody, they're not interested in it anymore.
Isn't that something? Yeah, by the way, who was it? Fidelity came out and said boomers better think about not buying stocks anymore. Pare back your stocks. Anyway, number 7. This is, again, the Trump tweet. All contracts with past and present congressmen/women are void. The American people did not make this contract with congressmen and women. Congress made all these contracts by and for themselves. Serving in Congress is an honor and a privilege, not a career. The Founding Fathers envisioned citizen legislators should serve their terms and then go home and go back to work.
Term limits.
Not get all kinds of freebies. No wonder they're fighting everything he tries. Pass it on. Let's help Trump drain the swamp. Just hold your finger down and hit forward. You can like me on Facebook, Eric Cedarstrom. I will forward you. Thanks, Jimmy, for sending that. I appreciate it. So, You're listening to the Patriot Radio News Hour on KHNC 1360, the American Freedom Network, and our Phoenix affiliate, KXXT 1010. Ramon's running the board here in Phoenix, and it's a great day to be alive, expecting a high. The weather is really nice now.
Spectacular.
Like 80 in the 80s. Just beautiful. So, I don't even know where to go. Let's talk about Elizabeth Warren. Did you see she got a new commercial out today? And,
apparently, she put it on the stock channel.
Yeah. So, her new TV ad, slamming billionaires. And I heard some of it, and it's the Obama thing. You didn't build that. So you have a successful business. You've done really well. You didn't build that. Boy, that really, really aggravated a lot of people, me included. Really? The 60-hour weeks, the no vacations. I mean, we worked 7 days a week at this company. 7 days a week for the first 3 years without a day off unless we were sick. No vacations, no nothing. Cleaning, boxing, and packaging silver dollar orders is how we started. I got a hernia, had to have surgery from it. How about that? That's how hard we worked to put this thing together when we started. Yeah, we built this company. You can count on it. But here's the philosophy behind it. I never understood it. Here's what it is. The billionaires, and the pay inequalities where the CEOs are making 300 to 1, and it's everywhere, and it's becoming an issue. It's a legitimate issue for the left, and the left is half the country.
It's a legitimate issue for everybody.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it is.
The wealth inequality is...
It's got to stop.
It's getting a little bit. Well, I don't know. How do you stop it? I mean, you put her in office, have her tax everybody?
Well, I don't know. Her plan isn't the plan.
But they got to pay people, which,
right.
I've always went at.
They've got to pay people.
This was NAFTA and GATT. And when they put all this together and they put everything together that, we don't need to hire American workers. Then they open the borders. Through all the blood that's been spilled, just everybody can come in, take everybody's job. And they did it all on purpose.
Look at what they did with the tax cut. Right? They handed out a few bonuses, and then that was it. Right? Now, Jamie Dimon's raking I'm getting my $30, $40, $50 million bonuses, and the regular guys, you got nothing. You get the same old that you had before.
So anyway, she launched her new TV ads today, and they're talking about, if you didn't build that, here's how they rationalize this. Okay, you open this company, you're the CEO, you hire all these people. Okay, well, these people are only able to get there on the roads that they help pay for. The taxpayer. They're the taxpayer. They work, they pay taxes. So they funded these roads to get in. They funded the infrastructure. They help, they pay for the cops. They do this and all that. And you're taking the lion's share. It used to be in this country that you created the job. Right? You actually did create this company. This is your company. You opened it, you went to work, you did the hard part. You were hiring the people and you're creating jobs. You're a good guy. It's all backwards.
If you make too much money, you're a bad guy.
You're a bad guy. And that's actually what she said. Senator Elizabeth Warren, with her new ads on CNBC that tear into the number of wealthy individuals in finance and tech to push her wealth tax. The ads, which aired this morning on CNBC's Squawk on the Street program, includes clips from former Goldman Sachs CEO Lloyd Blankfein, former TD Ameritrade CEO Joe Ricketts, Silicon Valley investor Peter Thiel, investor Leon Cooperman, and others criticizing Warren's proposed wealth tax. Warren, a Democrat presidential frontrunner, has proposed paying for a Medicare for All plan by putting a 2% tax on wealth of over $50 million. Massachusetts lawmaker estimate her health care overhaul is going to cost $20.5 trillion in federal spending over 10 years. Wow. So, anyway, she says as far as the accusations and the insider trading and all that, it's just amazing that you could run and build a presidential platform on taxing prosperity in the United States of America.
We should get rid of the whole tax system. And everything should just be a consumption tax.
Well, they were going to do that.
Everything.
So,
right? Get rid of it. No more loopholes. No more nothing. Everybody, you get your whole paycheck. There's no more withholdings. And everyone just pays a consumption tax. And whatever that is. That way, the billionaires, you spend billions, you got to pay tax on everything you buy, right? That yacht you bought, that private airplane, right? Everything's taxed. Go with that.
You know who did it? You know who did it and tried it? It's not a Democrat who did it. George Bush, the first one.
The first one.
He put a luxury tax on yachts and destroyed the
That
yacht
was it
market.
for the yachts.
Destroyed it. So it didn't work. So, but maybe you're right. I mean, still they got to pay.
Though.
I mean, where do you stop? So if you go, you were talking, we did a show where your kids always want to know how much tax it is. How much is it with tax?
With the tax.
Right, because they were trained.
Yes.
You know, I didn't think about it growing up. Well, tax, what is it, 1%, 2% when I was a kid. It was didn't even figure
Dad,
it
how
in.
much is the tax?
Right, how much is the tax? You buy something at a store. The kids are trained to that. So how much is enough? What's the sales tax now? I mean, it's 9%.
Depending on where you're
right,
at, it's
like
ridiculous.
in the city of Carefree, if you buy something up there between the state and city, it's 9% sales tax. So where do you put this user tax? Where do you put it at? So, and what would it do? I mean, so we go to 15%, 20?
You probably.
Yeah, 20%.
Yeah. Probably would it be.
Yeah.
But you get your whole paycheck. There are no more taxes, no more withholdings, no more loopholes, no more nothing, no more IRS. Right? Just get rid of it.
Joe, you're coming around so far right, you're coming left. See? It's what happens. I get it. You're getting older now.
I'm tired of it.
Plus, think of all the accountants you wouldn't have to pay.
Yes!
I know. The tax auditors and everything and all to figure out. All of it is designed to figure out how not to pay.
When we're buying this radio station, one of the things, well, what state are you incorporated in, and the tax for this and that?
That's
it's
crazy.
Incredible.
Patriot Radio News Hour will be back.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, the conservative pro-family broadcast of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, a leading voice for the sanctity of life, traditional education, the Constitution, and American sovereignty. And now, from the archives of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, here is Phyllis Schlafly.
Parents may want to think long and hard before taking out a second mortgage to finance juniors' tuition at one of the elite and pricey universities. According to an evaluation by the American Council of Trustees, less prestigious schools offer a better grounding in core subjects that are essential to a well-rounded education. This organization evaluated 700 four-year colleges and universities based on their core curricular requirements in literature, composition, math, economics, U.S. government, history, and a foreign language. Those are the 7 core subjects that should give students the knowledge and skills they need to be informed and productive citizens. Parents and students need this kind of assessment tool because colleges often allow students to take worthless classes to satisfy core curriculum requirements. For example, at California State University, students can count the history of rock and roll as their required course in U.S. history. Emory University allows students to choose among 600 courses to fulfill the History, Society, and Culture requirement, including one called Gynecology in the Ancient World. A class about television satisfies literature requirement at the University of Wisconsin. These courses may be interesting, but they crowd out general knowledge and skills that the students need. The results of this survey are jarring. Yale, Cornell, and Brown were among the 100 schools that received an F because they require only one or none of the core subjects. 60% of the universities received a C or worse, meaning they required only 3 of the core subjects. The expensive private universities tended to score worse than the public universities. Only 16 schools rated an A, meaning they require at least 6 of the 7 core subjects. Save your money and go to a state university.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report with Ed Martin. The book, Phyllis Schlafly Speaks, reflects Phyllis at her best. With powerful words that deliver truth, bring clarity to controversial issues, and inspire action. For your free copy of Phyllis Schlafly Speaks for radio listeners only, look for the link at phyllisschlafly.com or call 314-721-1213. Thanks for listening, and join us again for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
It's halftime. We're finished with that. It's Patriot Radio News Hour. It's 9:33 in the Valley of the Sun. Thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate it. Yesterday I'm at the hardware store, and For some reason, the Ace Hardware lets people beg for money out front. They used to have the Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. That's all, acceptable. But yesterday, I'm coming out, and they got this liberal gal, tree hugger. You can just tell I can pick them out in my old age, that wants me to donate to Save the Pandas. And I look at her, I go, the ones in Idaho? I go, well, I care about pandas. Where are these pandas? Oh, yeah, well, now then she goes into this global warming, and the WWF, the World Wildlife Foundation or whatever, Save the Pandas. So, I'm a sap. I'm an easygoing guy, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear it, and I have a guilty conscience by nature. So I'm like, fine. All right, if I don't have to talk to you anymore, to me that's worth $5. So I reach in my pocket to hand her $5 bill. She goes, we don't take cash. She actually turned it down. Nope. No kidding. So I put an envelope, mail it to Trump instead. He'll take it.
He'll take my butt.
We don't take cash, she says to me. I'm like,
I want $5.
I know. Just turned it flat down.
No.
How can you stand out front of an Ace Hardware store trying to raise money?
What were you supposed to do?
Give her a credit card, I guess.
Oh.
You got to learn, you got to sign up for the whole thing, I'm sure. Save the Pandas is no easy job. You probably have to pay for a bamboo farm somewhere so they got something to eat. And
for as little as 75 cents a day.
Right.
You too can save the pandas.
They need Sally Fields to do the commercials. So, yeah, you can show pandas they're stuck, drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Right,
you got to get them some good beer.
They don't got any good bamboo left.
So, yeah, just total liberal thing, I meant to call them. Another thing, you get old, you forget what you're doing. You go home, you get like 7 projects going. So
none of them are done.
I was going to call Mary Ann there. They own I've been doing business with them for 20 years. I do business with them because they're local. It's a locally owned, and I can go to Lowe's or Home Depot, but I go there 99% of the time. I know it costs more.
Yep.
But, I like
you do
having
it because you want to support it.
Yeah.
Just like us here. You like this show, you do business with us. It's that simple.
That's
how it works.
So there's more to life than just saving money, or even though all the stuff they sell is Chinese in there, but it's all the same stuff. So anyway, save the pandas, but don't mail them any cash. I wonder where they come up with that. So the whole world's just gone crazy anyway. This next generation is nuts. Mark McVeigh, a 24-year-old environmental scientist from Australia, won't be able to access his retirement savings until the year 2055. But now he's concerned about what the world may look like now he's taking action now, suing his $57 billion pension fund for not adequately disclosing or assessing the impact of climate change on its investments. The federal court battle is shaping up to be a unique test case as pension funds in breach of their fiduciary duties by failing to mitigate the financial ravages of a warmer planet. So in other words, if they're investing in fossil fuels, they're investing in Exxon or whatever, and the 24-year-olds believe the Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders, by the way, their new plan is due out any minute. Maybe it might be today. But they're believing that because their pension fund manager is investing in this, that they're not going to have any money. They're going to be broke. They're going to be broke because the planet is going to end in 10 years. It's crazy. They may win.
The clock's ticking.
So I guess, we can only buy solar and wind stocks and things that are actually going to be in business 10 years from now.
That's not a great gold pin.
That's weird, isn't it, though? Well, no, don't buy the new gold eagles because that ruins the environment. But the old 20s, they were done.
Still good to go.
They were done with picks. You got an 1885 U.S. Liberty, okay? Trust me, there was no backhoes. There was no fossil fuel digging an 1885 U.S. Liberty. It was guys with helmets and pickaxes and shovels digging out that gold.
I'm looking at this article, and this kind of is the problem. And this is what retirees are faced with. You can't make it anymore. They're talking about a town. I never heard of this before. It's called Los Algodones.
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 Where you get your teeth done.
They have 600 dentists.
Oh, I see. That's
in 1 square mile.
Listen, it's a great deal. A buddy of mine's wife did it. I don't want to go, but I've known people that do it. So.
You got to. You don't have the money. What are you going to do? This is on the border. It's a 14-mile drive from the Yuma airport.
Well, here's what you do. You go to the casino. And this is not a casino like this is huge. They've got a lazy river that runs about 20 acres through this thing. I stayed there one night coming back when we were moving some coins around.
Right, yeah.
So, and they have a bus. It's right there. It takes you down to Algodones. So you can stay, and if you got, more than 1 day's work, you get a nice suite, on the res there at the casino, and you can gamble and catch a show, and they'll take you down to Mexico. And if you need $20,000 of work here in the States, it's like $5,000 down there. I mean, you're talking
600 dentists in 1 square mile.
It's where they all went. So
the town only has 5,000 people in it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, it's
crazy. So they just run you down there and get your teeth done. I hate to say it, but
I paid for 28 caps. This is one guy for 1/5 of what it would cost me in the state.
28 caps. Who's this guy? Beldar Conehead?
It's sad, he said,
1/5,
but
there you go.
What can I do, right?
$5,000 to $25,000. No, yeah.
$4,000 for a $20,000 job.
There it is. Yeah. And you know what? It's clean, it's nice, and it's all American dentists. You can't sue them. They don't have to pay for all that insurance and bureaucracy, and that's where they go. So they're going to need, when they put the wall up, I don't know which side they're going to put the dentists on, but the Americans may have to go over the wall to get their teeth done. Yeah, it's just the world that we live in. You talk about retirees. By the way, an article breaking this morning on Newsmax, retirement is dying a slow death. There's 1 in 3 Americans now, at least 40 years old, plan to have a job in retirement to extend their lives. The concept of retiring is evolving, said TD Ameritrade Christine Russell told the paper. It's not about finances. It's the value of work is also driving folks to continue working past retirement. Retirement sucks. Don't ever do it. The survey found more than half of those planning to stay working in retirement. Half now. So, and let's talk about commission-free trading when we get back, too. So, where did that come from? Patriot Radio News Hour. The blind leads the stupid here. Uglier than a mud fence. Patriot, me and Joe. We hope this finds you well as it does us. We'll be back after these messages. I'll probably be an Algodones customer pretty soon.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get one of these dentists to sponsor the Patriot Trading Group.
Yeah, good idea.
And also up at 1360.
Good idea. You know what? Also on the road to Vegas, the back road, when you go out of Kingman, when you go out of Wickenburg heading to Kingman, right before you get in there. No, Kingman going to Vegas. That's right. There's a guy on the right that has a gas station where they'll give you helicopter rides, or you can go shoot a .50 caliber out. And when you pull it, bang, 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 bang. You can hear people sitting there hitting those butterflies, firing away, man. The sound of freedom. Yeah, there'd be another good sponsor right there. So
it's a great idea.
I know.
Especially if he lets me shoot a .50 cal for free.
How can all the E-Trade companies now, I don't know if E-Trade is one, but stock trading online be commission-free?
Well, you know why?
How are they supposed to make – where do they make money? This is how they make money.
Well, they've got other avenues. They talk you into buying on margin and leverage.
Yeah, but, it is amazing. So you don't think that they're making a little money on the
trade
settlement?
itself?
Yeah. Instead of an eighth or
Well, I know I told you that you paid $20 for the stock, but we actually only paid $19.78.
If you've ever traded online, you'll see if you sell a stock, if you buy, you're getting the highest price of the day.
Always.
And when you sell, you're getting the lowest price of the day.
It's kind of like gold.
So So they're making money on the contango is what they call it. So not tango. You want to dance, but the contango. 1-800-951-0592. You see Disney goes online. They're now on Netflix. They get 10 million downloads. Everybody's going crazy. This is how diluted that the entertainment industry is. And I looked it up. I'm like, what used to be the highest viewed television program in America. Now, they don't do that anymore. It's really hard to look up because now it's globally because everything's satellite. Now it's soccer games, believe it or not, have the most, or the Olympics. Anything that's a global sporting event has the most viewers. But just in the USA. So Disney's got 10 million downloads, and the Dow sets a new record and everything going up. And I thought, well, how many people you think watched MASH's last episode? 1974, I think it was.
That was big.
It was big. So if Disney stock sets a new record and drives the Dow to a new record on 10 million downloads in one day, how many people you think? This is what's so hard to do. I don't think you can ever duplicate this in America again. And I still don't. I think Who Shot JR might actually even be more watched. But 105 million people saw that in the 70s. Of course, there was only 3 channels, remember?
Yeah, cable was barely starting out.
So, yeah. So in the 70s, when did cable come in? I saw my first music video cable, I think, 1979.
Wow, you know what? Actually, we're a little off. 1983.
83 was
the last episode of MASH.
MASH,
okay. For 11 years.
So 83 it was.
Started in 74.
So, it'd be really hard to duplicate, get 105 million Americans to watch anything because there's too many channels. So, I don't know.
Good point. I don't know. I don't even know what the Super Bowl gets. It'd be an event like that.
It's hard to find. I spent a little time on it and got bored looking. So now we got the here's one. The quest to prove there's no God, it's just by masses. So now they've got Mars 2020, which will land February 2021. The Mars rover. Is that a Tesla thing? I think
another
it might
one?
be. Yeah. Heading up there. February 2021. They think they're going to find ancient ruins of a society up there. It's what they're expecting to find. Again, that would prove no God, right? Wouldn't it? If there was life on Mars. So anyway, there you have it. Another problem in a country, the water. The fish are becoming less aggressive. Have you seen that story?
It's all the fluoride in the water.
No, it's the Prozac that's getting in the water. Apparently, all the antidepressants that the people take, or that are going down
They're
through
flushing it all down the toilet.
It's going down in the water. Now, apparently, when you hook a swordfish, they just winch him in.
Doesn't even put up a fight.
Like, what was that? Oh, it's another swordfish. He's stoned. So
his buddies are like, he committed suicide. Suicide rates among swordfish are skyrocketing.
He'd had enough. He swam right over and grabbed the NBD electric lure.
Wow.
Ended it all. Jeff Foxworthy used to do a thing. It's like catch and release is like the closest, like a human going to a near death experience. Where you see the light. Right. So they pull you up to the light from the depths. Then let you go.
What was it like, the fish, when he comes back? What was it like up there? Oh, it was glorious.
Pretty funny. And if you don't think that life as you know it, if you listen to the show and you're my age, 60, I try to point out things that we all remember every day that I get to do this. And I'm glad to be here. Ford Motor Company now is going to use the Mustang name for something a little bit different.
I don't like that.
No, this is not a good story. But this is the world we live in. Of course, it's always reserved for the muscle car, the Mustang, the pony car. I mean, it revolutionized America. What was the first Mustang? 64, I think so. 1964. And they've made it. Granted, the Charlie's Angels Mustangs and everything. They had a lot of ugly years, and they look like Pintos. But now, that Roush Mustang, they build a heck of a car.
It's a nice looking car.
Nice car. So I like the cars. Always have. The Eleanor, the 67 Eleanor, the Steve McQueen car, man. I've never owned one. Always wanted one. Anyway, they're going to use the Mustang name that's been reserved for muscle cars for the new electric sport utility vehicle.
Come on.
I am not kidding. The customers in the United States, Canada, and Europe can start ordering it November 7th.
Boy, they're going to be really upset when they get it.
Sorry, November 17th. I missed that.
Honey, I
3
bought
days.
you a Mustang.
Ford confirmed its new electric SUV is going to be called the Mustang Mach-E. Not the Mach 1, 2, 3, or 4, but the Mach-E. You can make its debut Sunday, this coming Sunday in L.A. It's your Mach-E Mustang. Sickening, isn't it? Anyway, wait till you see the electric NASCAR races. I can't wait for those. Final segment on this 14th day of November 2019, the year of our Lord. Patriot Radio News Hour. Merrick Cedarstrom sitting in Joe Jaquin. Listen, if you need a job, you're retired, and you hate it, we got one. The city of Miami will give you $15 for every feral cat you can bring in.
Alive or dead?
They want it alive. They're going to sterilize it, give it its vitamins, and the problem is you have to put it back. Imagine, like the Clint Eastwood movies, the bounty hunters in town. I mean, when I was a kid, I'd be all over this. You know what we used to do for pop bottles for a nickel? If I could get $15 for a cat,
how many cats they got?
I'd have traps everywhere. I'd look like Grizzly Adams going up the street on my bicycle. You wouldn't be able to find a cat for 8 square miles. Anyway, and finally, Al Gore is invested in, here we go. There's a lot of money made in trucking and load booking. That there's guys that are brokers. So if you're a truck driver and you got to drop something off in L.A., you don't want to drive back to Phoenix. So you call a load broker, and he's like,
get a load.
Get a load,
right.
And everybody gets a commission. Well, now Convoy. Remember that song, C.W. McCall? Mercy sakes alive. Looks like we got ourselves a convoy. Well, Seattle-based trucking logistics startup now has raised $400 million in venture capital from the Generation Investment Management of Al Gore. Described by some as now the Uber of trucking, Convoy is going to use a digital platform to match trucking companies and truck drivers and shippers right on their telephone. Another industry completely going to get destroyed. All the trucking companies that handle all this, the independents are just going to eat them alive without any of the expenses. All the illegals, all the Arabs. How many guys you see with turbans on driving semis? Just going to have it right on their phone. It's amazing. So,
wow.
Convoy. Watch for it in a neighborhood near you. So,
quick look here at the markets. The Dow is off the record highs. The Dow is down about 80 points. The S&P, the NASDAQ are all lower. The gold rally continues. Came off the lows yesterday, up another $12 today, $14.75. Silver's up as well, back over $17. We got a great, and I mean a great item today, the $10 Indian. But today we've got the Mint State 61s. These are slabbed, authenticated.
Slab? What do you mean slab? Certified?
Certified, PCGS
Put in plastic?
and NGC, the hard plastic cases, the things that all the other gold dealers out there charge you huge dollars for.
Oh, yeah, huge to get into that.
Today, we've got them same price as our ungraded raw $10 Indians. No premium whatsoever. $810 a piece.
This is an Indian?
An Indian.
A certified
Mint State 61 $10 Indian.
Unbelievable.
For the
same
exact same price.
That's
so you're going to go up about that's about 8 grades.
Well, that's
for
investment
no
grade coin. Yeah. So now let me ask you. This is important. Were any animals harmed during the making of this coin?
You know what? I believe these might even have the AOC approved.
Oh, she approves them.
Yeah,
so these are eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly back in the day.
What's the Indian? I forget. 07 to 33.
Yeah, 07 to 33. But they actually only minted them for about 9 years of that time.
So that technically could have been a gas engine, a 1907 Cadillac. Driven by Geronimo, may have picked up one of these coins.
Some of those.
Yeah, that's amazing. Certified slab material for the same price as raw. 1-800-951-0592 is our limit.
No limits.
Wow.
Well, there's only
Till you
75.
run out.
So,
yeah. Get Arlene on the phone. God bless everybody. See you Tuesday.